It's coffee. It's comics. It's music. It's Nerds on Coffee.
What do you want to talk about?
Okay, so there's this one of my favorite subreddits, like possibly ever, is called Am I the Asshole? It's basically a subreddit where people submit like a scenario, and then you read it, and then you can judge them and be like, yeah, you're the asshole, here's why, or no, you're actually not being an asshole, here's why, I think that you're in the right, whatever. Anyway, it's scenario based, it's funny. Most of them are just like ridiculous, of just like, oh, am I the asshole for like asking my sister to move out when she's broke or whatever? And it's like, yeah, fucking of course you are, or whatever, you know what I mean? So it's like, anyway, this is quite possibly one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. This girl, so it's called on Reddit, subreddit, it's called Am I the Asshole? This girl posted this story. So the headline of the story, like the title of the story is, Am I the Asshole for not telling my boyfriend I could feel his farts? I'm deaf. So already I'm fucking hooked. This is not a very long entry, so I'm just gonna read it. So background story, like I said, I'm deaf from birth, and it means I can't hear farts or anything like that. But however, my loss of hearing has made my other senses stronger and extra sensitive. So if someone dropped a bowl in a room next to me, I could quote unquote feel its sound in my body. I'm not sure how to explain this, as English isn't my first language. So,
Oh, sign language is your first language.
Sign language. Yeah. It's all probably, I would argue, your only language. Anyway, well, that's not true. There's multiple different types of sign language, like for different languages, which is crazy. Like,
wait, what?
Sign language isn't universal. Like, there's sign language like for different cultures and languages. You didn't know
You're
that?
blowing my mind right now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, learn sign language.
Why would they do that?
In Detroit, and then
It's
go
hand
to
movement.
Thailand, and then
A smile is a smile, so why wouldn't a hand movement be a hand movement?
you got to argue the same thing about the word like fucking potatoes. You know what I mean? Like, it's not the same in other countries. It's like,
Right, but the reaction that whatever the word is, when you say potato, to me, what I think about in my brain is the same linearly. It's just the vocation of how it's delivered. So if someone's playing Pictionary, you're past the vocation, so you're just getting the end result, which should be the same across the board.
Yeah, there's not just one sign language, man. There's a shitload of them. like a lot. So anyway, it's clear that this is a hilarious story, and also you don't understand sign language, at least to the degree that you thought you did. All right,
Continue. I'm gonna drink more wine. As we all know from Kyle's last episode, he doesn't drink anymore, so I'm gonna drink for both of us.
Drink all of it. I want you to. So the background story, blah, 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 whatever. All right. So she goes on to say, anyway, me and my boyfriend have been dating for like 3 to 4 months. He's full hearing and has never dated a deaf girl before. So every time we hung out at my place, we usually chill on my couch. It seems like he thought he could get away with farting openly due to me being deaf and unable to hear his farts. However, I can feel the vibration of his farts on the couch, which, side note, by the way, does this guy also think that like she can't fucking smell? Cause like, like what's up with that? So, all right, so she goes on. She says, the first time it happened, I didn't want to embarrass him, so I didn't say anything. The same reason for the other times after he did it. But after a while, I started to find it so funny that I decided to just let him believe that I didn't know. So this girl is hilarious. She, by the way, she goes on to say, and believe me, he farts a lot, like a lot. Most of the times it doesn't smell, but sometimes it does smell. But sometimes it does smell, and he usually blames it on my dog. I know the difference between the smell of his farts and my dog's farts, but I still pretended I believed his lies. So
this is amazing.
Dude, right? So she said, and I didn't tell him for months, letting him fart so much and openly, believing I didn't know. But yesterday, he let out such a big fart. It's the greatest thing ever. He let out such a big fart, causing a real fart quake on the couch. And I got into a fit of laughter and I told him. She said that it caused a fart quake on the couch next to him.
This is amazing.
That's probably one of the funniest things I've ever read. She says, to my big surprise, he actually seemed mortified and got super quiet after it. He didn't end up staying at my place yesterday, and I haven't heard anything from him today.
Is this her brother?
No, it's her boyfriend.
Oh, her boyfriend. For some reason, I thought it was her brother.
Dude, no, it's her boyfriend. So,
oh my God.
She's like, I didn't hear anything from him today. I think I upset him, but I thought he would at least find it a little funny. Was I being an asshole? Should I have told him right away? I'm honestly surprised. I thought he would see the funny in this. And then she...
First off, let me start with this. He deserved everything he got.
Absolutely.
Everything aside from whether or not she should or should not have said anything, how are you that retarded to not know that hearing and smelling are different senses?
Separate. Who fucking farts that much anyway, man? Like, this is... All right, so this is turned into enough of a thing. So keep in mind, earlier in the story, she said that they had been dating for like 3 to 4 months. And he farts so frequently that she uses the phrase fart quake whenever he farts on her couch. And so it's like... This is quite possibly the best story I've ever read. So she posted that, and then like 8 hours after she posted it, there were like a lot of there were 307 comments on this post, and most of the people are agreeing that like she's not the asshole, and they're just like, yeah, whatever. So she posted an edit, and she said, edit, I finally got a message from him. He's acting like nothing happened. He asked if he could swing by my place after work as usual. Should I mention anything about the incident yesterday, or should I at least try to have an easygoing talk about it? I want him to feel comfortable around me. Excuse me. So that's how it resolved. I'm not going to get involved in this. I think the Reddit community can take it from there. But
you just spent 8.5 minutes of our listeners' time on the story.
No, I gave you 8.5 minutes of this story. I mean, that's a fucking gift. I saw this and thought it was one of the funniest things I've read on Reddit just in a long time. So yeah, I'm probably gonna start saying fartquake a lot. Let's make shirts to say fartquake. If you want one, I'll print them and we'll sell them. We'll put them up on the website. Fartquake shirts.
So I just saw two things. One, I just saw on Rotten Tomatoes that despite Glass's 33%, they still raked in nearly $50 million this week in the box office.
Oh, it's just a bunch of unsuspecting assholes like me. They were curious. That's exactly what happened. It's just a bunch of curious people that had the best intentions. They were fucking betrayed. $50 million is like nothing compared to like the $1 billion that Aquaman did. Does that blow your mind?
But not in the first week.
No, but like accumulatively.
They probably did. Aquaman probably did, just to put comparison, probably did $300 million in the first week.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
worldwide.
50 million is not a small number, like by anyone's definition.
I think the number one is Avengers Infinity War at like 280 US week one.
Yeah, just
half
US.
But to put that in perspective, week one Infinity War did a $500 million worldwide week one.
A lot.
That's their budget made back in 7 days.
Yeah.
So
I'd probably at this point spent at least $16 or $17 on the movie. So I'm contributing to that, and for sure.
At least 34.
Yeah.
You've seen it in the theater at least twice.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think so. I think I saw it in the theaters twice. I wanted to buy it on iTunes, actually, and Amanda was like, it's going to go to Netflix, like, soon. Just wait. And I was like, super impatient.
It's not the same, though.
I know, but
There's a feeling.
But I didn't buy it.
Can you download it off Netflix?
I held off. No, because it's not original content. It's not Netflix original content.
Oh, is that the difference?
I think.
I didn't even know.
Actually, you know what? That's not true. But I for sure know that you can't sync Avengers Infinity War offline on
Yes, you
Netflix.
should buy it.
I won't buy it.
Man's gonna kill me.
I'm not gonna do that,
So,
Matthew.
so Rotten Tomatoes is doing all Samuel L. Jackson movies ranked from top to bottom. Mind you, he has 91 released movies.
That's a fucking lot, man.
And I'm going to tell you that his worst movie, ranked number 91, has 0% on Rotten Tomatoes.
The Best of Sam. I just pulled up the list.
No. It's The Best of Sam. Yeah. So Kite. I've never heard of this movie.
It came out in 2014. It's not even that old.
I haven't even heard of this movie. But everything that the image and the zero is telling me is that he got a fat payday and didn't give a fuck.
You know, he's all about those dollars. You know what I mean?
But without scrolling too far down, guess what number 1 is. Because it is not what I thought it was.
You know what? I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to stop at when I get to the top 10. I'm going to not look at the top 10 because I want to see as we get closer. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is number 24.
Yeah.
Captain America is number 23. Let's see. Oh, Kill Bill Volume 2 is number 16. Kill Bill Volume 1 is number 15. Avengers Infinity War is 14. Jackie Brown's 13. I thought Jackie Brown would actually be higher on the list. Django's 12. All right, number 10, Captain America Winter Soldier. I don't know. Jurassic Park's number 8.
Don't look. Give me what you think top 5 is.
Avengers. All right, so I stopped at 5. I know 5's Iron Man.
Cool.
I don't know. He's been in
remember,
so
this is
many
Rotten
movies.
Tomatoes
Yeah.
ranking.
Yeah.
So think about what does best on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily reflect what people think.
What's the best? What format of movie does the best? Animation.
Yeah, that's true.
So what animated movies was he in?
Incredibles. Yeah. Got it. Number 1. Followed immediately 1% off at 96% by Goodfellas.
I forgot he was in Goodfellas.
Yeah, Pulp Fiction, Incredibles 2, and Iron Man. Yeah, The Incredibles. So, yeah, dude, animated movies do so well on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, that motherfucker was like Frozone, and that was incredible.
Greatest Frozone.
Oh, I just said incredible about The Incredibles. I didn't even realize I made a lame-ass pun by myself.
Alliterated.
Don't laugh at it, anybody. It's not funny.
Haha.
All right. All Keanu Reeves movies ranked. We talked about Keanu
Whoa.
Reeves. We talked about him
Wait, where's that?
previously, just at the bottom of that list. It's like a link to another article. Where do you think Speed is on the list of
Gotta
Keanu
be
Reeves
top
movies?
5.
Gotta be top 5. You think that all the Matrixes are in the top 5 or just the
Just top
first
10.
one?
I think
Top
Matrix
10?
is 1. Has to be.
The Matrix.
I say top 5 is John Wick, Matrix, Speed.
Yeah. Where do you think the Replacements lands in there?
So he's only done 52 movies.
You say only because that's not a lot compared to the 90 whatever that Samuel L. Jackson did, but that's still a lot of movies.
I'm not even gonna look. I'm just gonna go top 5. Let's see. Wow, we were right. 1 Speed.
Speed. Parenthood?
What?
What? Fuck you, Rotten
Fuck
Tomatoes.
you.
No way. Dangerous Liaisons?
What is that?
John Wick Chapter 2 at number 4. And then Much Ado About Nothing, number 5. The Matrix comes in at number 6. Didn't make top 5.
John Wick 7.
Yeah. Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is number 10.
That is an
That's what's up.
underrated, incredible movie.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is hilarious. The Matrix Reloaded is number 11, and
That's
then
the second one.
yeah, and then the Matrix
Look
Revolutions.
at that though. It got 73. I feel like if that came out today, it'd get like a 30.
Oh, Matrix Revolutions is all the way down at 36. Oh, and it's number 36 on the list, and it was at 36%. It was meant to be that shitty. No, I liked The Matrix Revolutions. I know that the trilogy overall was not received as well as like just the first Matrix, but I fucking love The Matrix. I thought it was dope.
I was not a fan of the second two.
I get it. I get why. It makes sense to me. I'm not even going to try and argue it. I'm just going to say that I liked it. So,
That's fair. I'm going down this rabbit hole. I'm going to James McAvoy movies top rank.
Oh yeah, I know, I saw that. I'm gonna do Bruce Willis while you do James McAvoy. This is all this episode is gonna be, by the way. We're just gonna talk about the rankings of these movies, fucking Rotten Tomatoes scores of these movies. His famous
Oh,
actors.
so he was. Oh, I didn't know he was in X-Men Apocalypse.
Oh, you didn't?
I'm seeing what else he's in here.
Bruce Willis has done 77
My favorite James
movies.
McAvoy movie is ranked number 11. That's Wanted. Have you seen that? So good.
James McAvoy's so good.
He's so good. Split is number 9. The fuck is wrong with you people? X-Men First Class. He is Professor X, right?
Yeah, he's Professor Xavier.
So X-Men First Class is 5. Number 1. Fuck you, Rotten Tomatoes. Author's Christmas.
What?
It's an animated. Number 2 is Days of Future Past.
That was okay. There was a big plot hole in that movie.
Talk to me.
Well, it's about time travel, and that's almost always a bad idea to put in a movie whenever you can't tie up all the loose ends, especially whenever you're doing it in a sequence of multiple movies in a continuous storyline like X-Men. Like Days of Future, it was just I have a really hard time with any time travel movie because it's really, really, really easy to forget a loose end to tie up and to poke holes in the plot of a time travel movie because you can literally just fucking undo anything with time travel. You know what I mean? So it's like
I'm nervous.
Oh yeah, about Endgame for sure. But Marvel has a good track record though, so I trust them. But with time travel specifically though, there's always going to be that assholes to be like, whoa, but then like, why didn't they just go back and do this or whatever? And I'm like, I don't know, Brian. Like, you fucking write a movie. You know what I mean? Like, that's how I feel about time travel.
So, can we talk about the fact that Bruce Willis has 4 movies with 0%?
Dude, I was just about to say that. I swear to God, dude. Reprisal came out last fucking year, man. Dude, Frank Grillo was in that movie. I like Frank Grillo.
How'd that happen? Like, I'm not saying that Rotten Tomatoes score is the end-all, be-all, but how do you put out a movie that are respected...
2 fucking respected actors in it, man. Like... Oh my God, dude. Yeah, I saw that and I was like, Reprisal, 0. Acts of Violence, 2018, 0. Precious Cargo, 2016, 0. The Prince, 2014, 0. Like, these are all relatively recent movies that he put out. So, like, 2018, 2018, 2016, and 2014 are the years of the 4 movies that he's released. They got 0% on Rotten Tomatoes. So that means that last year alone, twice, 2 times in a row, he had the memory of going, I just put out 2 movies that got 0%, and then put out 2 more in 1 year that got 0%.
It's so funny, though,
Man,
because
they must have paid a fuckload of money.
So, number 1's Pulp Fiction.
Obviously.
2 is Loopers.
Did you see Looper?
I did.
It was better than I thought it was going to be because it was different than I thought it was going to be.
It felt like a movie that they were using Bruce Willis as an A-list actor to slingshot Joseph Gordon-Levitt to be the next superstar and failed.
Yeah, I mean...
Because it came out right after he did his Inception thing.
Which he was way better in Inception than he was in Looper.
That's what I'm saying.
Fucking great. Okay, first of all, Pulp Fiction's number 1, which I can get behind, but only because I thought fucking like okay, so
Die Hard should be number 1.
Die Hard, if it's not going to be number 1, should at least be number 2, and not Looper. Like, if
well,
you
it's
okay,
it's technically tied for the second spot.
well, so yeah, number 4, number 3, and number 2 are all actually tied at 93%. But if you even remotely think that Looper is better than Die Hard, you can go fuck yourself.
I mean, the top
like,
3 movies from Bruce Willis are very simply Pulp Fiction, Sixth Sense, and Die Hard. End of story. No holds bars.
Absolutely. 12 Monkeys was actually pretty dope.
12 Monkeys was tight. The
yeah.
Fifth Element was tight.
Fifth Element was super tight.
Unbreakable. See, these
Fifth
are
Element's number 14 on the list. Like, that's bullshit.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Fifth Element was fucking awesome. Yeah, Unbreakable, 69%. That makes sense.
Die Hard with a Vengeance, only got 53. I thought that was pretty good, no?
I liked it. It was okay. I mean, what else do we have?
These movies make me feel less impressed about Bruce Willis's career. Is that bad?
The whole 9 yards got a 45%.
Wait, how did Armageddon get a 38? I enjoyed that movie.
Well, you just made two mutually exclusive statements there, Matthew. Like, one of them was based on objective quality and the other one was based on your experience with it.
It's a good movie.
It's a real fucking cheesy movie.
It's a perfect 90s movie.
You know what? Yeah, 100% it is. It's a really good 90s movie.
It's not good today.
No, absolutely not. You're right.
It was great for the time.
You're right. And I think the 38% is a rating that is being reflected from today's lens, because if this movie was reviewed in 1998,
it should have gotten a solid 60 to 70.
Yeah, I agree.
And then all these movies are getting so bad. Oh my god. I still can't get over the fact that he has multiple movies at 0.
That's just so funny to me.
A Good Day to Die Hard.
I just saw that.
14.
I totally forgot that they made another one.
Wait.
After Live Free, Die Hard.
Wait, which is this one? Live Free or Die Hard was the one with the computer tech guy, right? Where they tried to do the fire sale.
Yeah, so A Good Day to Die Hard came out in 2013. When did the other one come out? I lost it. I don't care. I've lost interest in Bruce Willis now.
Wait, but what's the storyline?
A very non-Hans Gruber villain probably tries to blow up some
It's
aspect of the world.
Hans Gruber made Die Hard so good.
Oh yeah, he's incredible.
Also, fun fact, they're
This is the
making Mission
funniest thing
Impossible
ever.
7 and 8.
Are they really?
Yeah. I'm seeing it right here. Mission Impossible 7 and 8 are coming in 2021, 2022. Fucking... I don't know what Scientology gives Tom Cruise, but he has some sort of elixir of life. Because he was falling hard, and then miraculously gets the Mummy franchise, crushes...
He did it.
Crushes that... The new Mummy movie is objectively great.
I haven't seen it yet. I should watch it. I need to watch it.
Bro, can I spoil it? Just a small little bit?
If you want to.
I mean, will it upset you?
No, I hadn't even really been thinking about watching it until you just brought it up. I forgot it even existed.
Russell Crowe plays Jekyll and Hyde
What?
in the movie. Amazing. You realize it halfway through, but you don't realize that's his. Yo, so do you not know what they're doing with the Mummy movie?
Like, are we talking about a remake of the one that Brendan Fraser was in?
No, they're not. It's that premise.
Right, okay.
But they're not remaking it. They're going Marvel. Did you not know this? Universal created the Dark Universe, which is going to enclose the Mummy, Jekyll and Hyde, a ton of other villains. They're rolling it out super slow. It's supposed to be the tightest shit.
What?
Dude, look this up. Dark Universe, Universal. Dark Universe, Universal.
Oh, Dracula Untold, Van Helsing, like, all those are going to be in there.
Yep.
That's what's up. Dude, that is fucking tight. I didn't know about this.
Yeah, it's going to be super sick.
Which is really fucked up because it got announced in like 2017.
Yeah, and
yeah.
So this is what I got in 2018 on digitalspy.com. Universal Studios has been building up its own MCU-styled shared universe for a while. It was to be called the Dark Universe. The Dark Universe began with The Mummy and was slated to continue with movies featuring a mirage of creatures from the classic Universal slate. Mummy director who is due to oversee this shared word thought, though he has since departed the franchise, leaving the Dark Universe up in the air. Oh, but there's still hope. Blah 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 blah.
What?
Oh, is it still happening? Maybe it's not.
The fact that it even was going to, though, is pretty amazing.
But this is the thing, isn't it? If it does kind of make you realize how incredible what Marvel did is. Because it's not as easy as just what people think. There's so much social political shit that needs to happen for that stuff to happen.
Oh, yeah.
Here, this is just a photo of what Russell Crowe looks like as Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde.
That's pretty sweet. Everyone should Google that and look it up. It's pretty tight.
So what do you think? Do you think they're gonna do it?
I don't know, man.
Let's see. This is fun. Oh, let's see.
Whoops.
Let's see what we got here. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see if they have a date for the next Mummy. Mummy. What was it called? Mummy Returns?
The one after the one that Brendan Fraser did?
No, yeah.
Yeah.
Tom Cruise. Let's see. 2007. It was really good. Let's see. New. I'm trying to find this.
No, you're good.
New Tom Cruise Mummy movies. Maybe they're not doing another one. Maybe it didn't do as well as I thought it did. I mean, didn't do that well on Rotten Tomatoes. It got a 7 out of 10 on IMDb though.
It's pretty solid.
Yeah, not too bad. The villain was bad. He was great. That was the thing.
Oh, man. That was a fun venture into Rotten Tomatoes.
Right? Let's see. Yeah, I don't know. We shall see if they continue or not. What else you have that you want to look through?
I don't know. I mean, there wasn't really anything on my mind.
Except for going down a Rotten Tomatoes fucking
Yeah. We went on a
rabbit hole.
fart quake of movies with that.
Oh man, that's still fucking hilarious.
That just blew me away. I thought it was the funniest thing ever. I did recently watch the Amazon documentary on the Fire Music Festival, the Fire Fest.
Well, there's an Amazon documentary on it.
Yeah, there's a Hulu one too. Like they both released their own versions
Same?
of the
Oh, no,
documentary.
different.
No, they're different ones. And dude, I watched the Amazon one and it's wild. I need to watch the Hulu one. I'm gonna watch it.
Wait, so what? It's just called Fire Festival?
It was just called Fire, like
F-Y-R-E.
Yeah. So if you don't know about this, basically this entrepreneur kind of
Con man.
basically turned out to be con man, but
Rich
basically
con man.
This kid, basically guy, whatever, moved to New York, started a credit card company, really exclusive credit card company for millennials, and called Magnesis, and basically
He started Magnesis?
He started Magnesis, yeah. And so basically offered all these amenities and all these
That weren't
exclusive
real.
perks, yeah, that didn't actually end up happening. All these people got fucking pissed. They were just like, hey, I'm not all my dinners that I'm reserving through my credit card club, like they're getting canceled, and like I'm not getting the concert tickets you said I was gonna get, all this shit. And so it's like he just basically like fucked that whole thing up. Anyway, came out of Magnesis, and then he started to want to develop an app to where you could book high-profile artists for events directly. And so it was called Fire. And basically the whole platform of it was like kind of like the Uber of like booking talent. And so it's like, hey, let's say that you want, Fergie to come perform at your party. Just go into the Fire app. Here's her fee. Put in the dates, put in the details, and just fucking pay her, and she'll show up. You know what I mean? So that was the premise. They put a lot of tech into it. They put a lot of money.
You sure it's
into
on
it.
Amazon, not?
Oh, Netflix. Did I say Amazon?
You did say Amazon.
Fuck, dude. I've been doing that. I was talking to Amanda about that earlier too. I said Amazon Fire because of the Amazon Fire Stick, and anyway, whatever. Netflix documentary Fire. Hulu also has one called Fire. It's done by different people, and they have like a little bit of different way of giving you the information. And so if you really want to get the
That
full
is
picture,
downloadable.
Oh, is it? Yeah. So anyway, Fire, the app that this guy's name is Billy McFarland, and he wanted to basically create a platform for people to book talent, directly without having to go through it. Ja Rule partnered with him on it. Like, I think Ja Rule is a part of Magnesis as well. And then he kind of came over to Fire, and maybe he wasn't part of Magnesis. I don't know. But anyway,
I'm downloading it.
dude, you should definitely watch it. It's incredible. So anyway, they basically were trying to they built this whole team and this whole infrastructure around this app that they wanted to build and this platform that they wanted to develop, and they're trying to figure out ways to market it. And then someone was basically like, "Hey, what if we just did like a Fire music festival? Booked a bunch of people and kind of made this experience to kind of draw attention to the platform, you know what I mean?" And so Billy then just ran with this idea and and so then they just dumped 30-40 plus $1 million into this festival on a private island in the Bahamas that never happened because
no, it happened.
Well, quote, technically, the technicality of it happening and not happening could probably be defined in a couple of different ways, but no one performed.
Right, but people showed up.
People showed up, but it got canceled the next day, and everyone was stranded.
I
It was
do
a
know people
fucking shit show.
Artists that didn't go because they didn't get the deposits they were supposed to get.
Exactly.
They ran out of money.
No one, so they didn't pay anyone's fees. They didn't pay, so there ended up being a $20 million class action lawsuit filed against Billy McFarland, and he was sentenced to prison on 5 or 6 different federal
his
counts.
Parents are loaded, right?
Oh, way loaded. So he
didn't need the money.
Well, he's
just a rich kid that didn't know what the fuck he was
fucking sociopath, first of all. But
did you watch the court cases, or is it in the documentary? Was
there's
he not
none
remorseful?
none of the court shits in the documentary. But he's actually in the Hulu one. They paid him $250,000 to be in the Hulu one
while he's in jail.
I don't know if he's in jail or not. I mean, the first time he got arrested and booked, he got out on bond. But then
but I thought he got sentenced.
But then he got resentenced to
Billy McFarland?
6 years. Yeah. He got sentenced to 6 years, and so I don't know if he's serving that now. But he had to agree to a lifetime clause of not being a corporate or organizational head or president. Yeah, okay, so he's in prison now, so he officially got booked. Whatever. But it's insane. If you haven't seen either one of them, watch them. The story is just unreal. I mean, you're watching it and shit hits the fan, and you're like, oh my God, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen play out in my entire life. And then 5 minutes later, shit hits the fan in a completely new and almost mesmerizing way. You couldn't even believe that it got as shitty and as fucked up as it did. And then every 5 minutes it keeps happening. It's you keep watching this documentary and it's just it literally never stops getting worse. Until the end of the documentary. Dude, it was awful. I can't imagine.
Wait, can I read?
That.
All right, so mirror.co.uk did an interview with him.
Okay.
And let me just read the small excerpt. I suggest all of you to go to the Mirror. It's a very reputable UK website. But let me just read this one passage. Sitting in an isolated room in a smart blazer and a black t-shirt, Billy looks... I don't know what that word is. Billy looks emotionless as he's asked by a producer, "Some people have called you a sociopath. How do you respond to that?" At first, Billy doesn't answer and appears confused Sorry, I can't speak today. Before the producer continues, "Do you know the definition of a sociopath?" When the festival organizer claims he doesn't, they explain the basic definition of a sociopath is someone who can't determine right or wrong and has a problem emotionally identifying with the consequences of the decisions based on morality. Taking a moment to think, he then cryptically laughs and responds, "Okay, I don't think I'm a genius, and I don't think I'm a sociopath."
I mean, he's clearly a sociopath. Like his own recognition and acknowledgement of his existence is a completely separate issue from his objective existence. Like the dude's a fucking sociopath. Like he's at the very least, he is like primally delusional, you know? And so I just don't get how you can do that and mislead so many people and fucking I mean, like they didn't even have anything on the island built. And it was like weeks before the festival, and they're posting on social media like only 20 more days until your life's gonna be changed for Firefest or whatever. They didn't even have a fucking stage.
The marketing
up, you know what I mean?
was crazy.
Like, well, of course it was, but like, well, because they hired like some of the best people in the world to put that together. I mean, you got 9 of the world's most successful and well-known supermodels all together in the same place marketing this thing, and it's just, of course, people are gonna latch on, but. Yeah, dude, the guy's a fucking nightmare, man. Like, he's a con man. Like at the end of the Netflix documentary, you see him. The whole like he made bail. So the first time he got arrested, he was released on a $300,000 bail, and literally while he just made bail, and you still have like the FBI, the Securities and Exchange Commission, all these federal entities coming after you, and you're still hustling these new cons, fucking emailing people, targeting people from the Fire mailing list, targeting clients from the Fire Festival who paid, and offering them these new versions of these new cons that you're just dreaming up. You're just trying to make money. You're literally lying to people and stealing from them. Like, what the fuck? Like, what do you call that? Like, what else are you if you're not like a raging fucking lunatic at the very least?
Yeah, I just think he's a rich New York kid who has no concept of consequence.
Exactly. And so he just is like, oh, I can do whatever I want. It's like, yeah, you're right, but you're going to go to fucking jail. So do whatever you want in your cell. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I gotta watch these documentaries.
Dude, it's angering. Like, especially, okay, so here's the thing, dude, especially working in the music industry and having been a part of these festivals, performing and like booking and like, you know what I mean? Like you and I both have been on like all sides of this, and like having artists at these festivals and going and even just attending them and just knowing how they work from an infrastructure level and from an organizational level and from a management level and from a booking level and from a financial level. It's just like knowing how that world works. Watching how poorly that they were putting together the Fire Festival is infuriating, because they literally got so many professionals to weigh in, and everyone told them what to do, and they just completely ignored them. They're just like, well, we're not going to do that. We're going to do this. It's like, you're a fucking idiot. Like if you hire someone from like a professional backline company who's providing the PA, and they're saying like, hey, like we can't do this. Like you should do this instead. I recommend this. Or you're like bringing 6,000 people to an island that doesn't even come close to holding that many people, and you're going to house them all. And they're saying like, hey, you need plumbing for all this. And they're like, no, it's cool. Like,
nah, it's cool.
They just fucking wouldn't listen to people, man. Like, they just wouldn't do it. So, dude, it's infuriating. It's infuriating to watch, but also it's just like, you're just like, oh, thank God I'm not a part of anything remotely close to being that shitty and misleading. Like, what if you started a company and then really, really soon after you started that company, you got sued for $20 million?
That sucks.
Because of how fucking shitty you were at running that company.
Yeah, I couldn't fathom doing that.
Like, multiple federal entities deemed this person so awful at what they did that there was a class action lawsuit filed against him for more money than most people will ever see in their entire lifetime total. You know what I mean? Like, that's just like unbelievable to me to like wrap my head around that. Just like the premise of that. It's just like, you were so fucking bad at what you did. Not only did you break almost 10 federal laws, like everyone in existence hates you.
How do you serve cheese sandwiches.
Bro, dude, they talk about that. They talk about it, dude. That was like one of the funniest things about it, because this dude that was like that worked really closely with marketing with that was like, you have all these top models in the world, but you look at how the media and the social media aspect of how this trended and how quickly it grew. You look at how that started. You want to look at it on paper. Let's say we have 9 of the most famous models in the world posting about this and growing it and organically making all these posts and getting people to drive to the website. And then one fucking kid with maybe 400 followers on Twitter posts a photo of a cheese sandwich, and that goes viral and just tears the whole thing down, because it was already on its way down like really, really aggressively before that. But they literally talk about how like that one photo that went up was the catalyst of literally the whole world being like, fuck this, man. Like, it's
Well, it would have been that,
like,
or it would have been the fact that people wait like 7 hours in an airport for a private plane.
Exactly. Well,
Right.
yeah, and the people were talking about that too, and lots of people were just like, yo, this is super fucked up. But then they put up that photo of the cheese sandwich, just like, the dude was just like, yeah, I paid like all this fucking money and like Star Catering or whatever, and this is what I get. It's just like a to-go box with like a whatever.
How did they talk about in the documentary like the decision to go forward with
Yeah.
like serving that?
Oh, not with that sandwich specifically, but you talk to the people that were in charge of hospitality on the island, and they're locals. They work for the hotels and stuff. Well, because so a big part of that was the fact that they had to move islands. Like they, originally, he quote unquote bought Pablo Escobar's former island, and Pablo Escobar's lawyer, was like, yo, okay, whatever, we'll move forward with this sale, but like, you can't mention that this was Pablo Escobar's island. Like, if you release anything about the fact that this was his, like, you're done. And in the first social media post they made, they were like, yo, we're going to throw a festival on Pablo Escobar's island. And immediately they got kicked the fuck off the island. Like, they were like ruthless about it. And they were like, you got to go. You fucked up. We told you, man. So they don't really talk a lot about that. They mention it, but then they move on pretty quickly. And I was like, yo, that's some cartel shit, man. Like, they probably got like Pablo Escobar's personal lawyer and members of the family are still affiliated with that island, because the sale never officially went through. Those motherfuckers got threatened, man. Like, they were like, yo, we're gonna cut all your fucking heads off if you don't get out of here right now. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like, that sounds far-fetched. It sounds ridiculous, but does it sound more ridiculous than cartels like beheading people in the street because they didn't fucking pay them? Because that's real. You know what I mean? Like, that actually fucking happens. And so they were in the Bahamas, and so they went to the Exuma, Great Exuma or whatever. Like, they went to like this bigger island. They ended up just like renting a portion of that island for the festival. So they were able to use some of the services on that island for the festival. And that's kind of like where you talk about how they like got a lot of the locals involved and like ultimately fucked them over because they didn't pay them, like they didn't pay anybody. Dude, they paid 0 people. Like, not only did the artists and like the talent not get the fees that they required to book and show up to this thing, dude, the people that like built the stage and like went and got lumber and like made like, piers for people to walk out onto from getting here on a boat, and like assembled these like geo tents that were left over from a hurricane for people to sleep in. You know what I mean? Just like, fuck, dude, no one got paid, man. And dude, it's wild. You got to watch it. If anyone hasn't seen it, that already is enough information for you to know what you're getting into. Like, dude, it blew my mind whenever I watched it. I couldn't believe it.
All right. Let's wrap up. I'm tired. It's late here on the West Coast. It's later on the East Coast. I'm going to go to bed. I got like an hour drive home.
I love how quickly you shifted gears. Dude, I'm for it though, man. Like, I'm super for always quitting what you're doing and going to sleep. If there's a moral of the story, it's just stop. Just whatever you're doing, just stop and just lay down wherever you are, and then just
Get hit by a car.
Yeah, if you're in the street, just lay down. You'll sleep forever, and then nah, don't do that. Don't take my advice.
And you can't sue him for saying that.
You can't sue me because I said that you shouldn't listen to me. So thanks for listening to our rants on Rotten Tomatoes today, and then hear me talk about the Firefest.
You gotta go watch that documentary. I'm gonna do it right now, so do it with me.
Everybody have a good rest of whatever's going on for you when you're listening to this, and be safe and watch the documentary, and we'll talk to you next time.
Later, guys. Bye.